Welcome to episode number 18, episode of the show 20, postseason series. And today, obviously it's postseason, because that's what the series is about. Game 2 of the World Series, best of 5, not best of 3 like the Division Series and Championship Series was. Best of 5, Braves are up 1-0 in the series, and they didn't win Game 2, so that means they can win the World Series if they didn't win Game 3 or 4, I guess, in Atlanta. And it's saying it's Maeda again. It's not Maeda. It's Homer Bailey versus Matt Freed. And then if it somehow doesn't go to 3, then it's probably not back to Barrios and Bolton Edich. Well, it will go to Game 3, best of 5. And then Game 4, well, they have the number 5, probably Oda Rizzi and then Newcomb. And then it's probably Matt to Maeda for Game 5 if it gets that far. As I'm filming this Thursday night. This is probably up on Friday. Tomorrow should be and that's episode of my Twins March September continuing franchise. And then Sunday, if I pre-record videos like Saturday video, Friday, this video obviously Thursday, maybe I can. Sunday would be like early show Vinny J or Nash C or something. Maybe Jack Thornton or Snake Biter, and then maybe Jack Thornton at the end of his season, and Snake Biter different than Snake Biter and Double A and Jack Thornton's in the majors, but. And then Game 3 of the series next Wednesday. I'm on the Corpus Christi for 3 days. Well, leaving Sunday and then home. Like going there on Sunday, driving 3 hours, and then coming back Wednesday. So I'm only gone for 3. I have 2 full days. We're only there 3 nights. So, and then Wednesday I'm probably gonna post a vlog on my other channel, Vinny J. But hopefully I didn't film Game 3 of this series as well. And then Game 4 would be Thursday. So Game 3 Wednesday or Thursday. Game 4 Thursday or Friday. And then Game 5, if it doesn't get that far, then for Game 4 if it doesn't. Game 5 will be on Saturday regardless if I post. Because it should be like Wednesday Game 3, Thursday Game 4 if there is one, and then Saturday Game 5. Or it could be Thursday Game 3, Friday Game 4 if there is one, and then so basically Saturday I want it on Saturday. This Saturday seems like a good day for the Game 5 if there is one. All these in at 7:05 p.m. Central Time. Here we go. 5 Eastern. No other games. Play full game. Twins are the gold controller and the Braves are the blue controller. Remember, Game 1 and 2 are in Minnesota. Game 3 and 4 are in Atlanta if there is a Game 4, which Twins win the stand, there will be a Game 4. And then Game 5 will be back in Minnesota if there is one. I still could be on the Braves win this game, but that means the Twins need to win Game 3. If you're the Twins, you gotta win this game. It's a must win. Here we go. That's the result for the Twins, and that's Ronald Acuna for the Braves. Home uniforms for the Twins, road uniforms for the Braves. Target Field holds 38,885, opened in 2010. Presentation mode broadcast, the whole broadcast team's on the show theme. I believe the whole World Series is on the show theme. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Sorry, that was my finger. And then quick counts on, loud coverage, clear skies. Clearly it's not Maeda, and really it could be Barrios. His energy is almost, I mean, Oda Rizzi, it's about half full. Barrios is almost full, and then this guy, which I've never known, I mean, if he wasn't D potential, deep and 67 overall. If it was like A potential maybe, or A or B, but D, no. So yeah, it's gonna be a lefty versus righty, 76 versus 73, and then the next game probably like the next game Barrios will start, and it's probably like Bolton Edich. Yeah, Soroka won't be ready. But yeah, Matt Freed versus Homer Bailey, lefty versus righty, 76 versus 73, and Bailey's 0-0 with a has no record with 6.75 ERA, and Matt Freed has no record with a 4.05 ERA. Here we go. As you can see, the energy is sort of off. I mean, really, I haven't seen it not full because in the other series you got a day off because it was 1-1-1. Here, I mean, Darno seems, and the DH again is only the ball, as he has deep potential, so I don't really want to start him. But I mean, he's the only one that doesn't have a hit. He has 2 at bats. He'll probably do a pinch hit appearance somehow in Game 3. And remember, for Game 3, you're not going to see Cruz at the DH. By the time I maybe put like Martatus, maybe. Oh, he has. I saw it leave the ball. So the same. Maybe put Flowers. I'm gonna put Flowers in there. He's overall 2 more points above Travis d'Arnaud, and then potential wise, well, d'Arnaud's C and then Flowers is B. So yeah, that. And that's only the only change in our place where d'Arnaud was in the lineup. And let's do it. Let's go in the day 2. I'm the play I plan to force game. And for the rest of the series. And my next postseason bracket, which will be the teams where they were in 2017. Best of 3 for the Division Series and Championship Series, and then best of 5 for the World Series. So right there is postseason bracket. See how these 2 teams got for the World Series. There we go. We are here at Target Field in downtown Minneapolis for Game 2 of the 2020 World Series between the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins. Hi there everybody, Vinny J here in Studio 42, 18 in the Man Cave. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. No, my mom and dad are watching The Godfather Part 3 out in the other room right now, so no special guests. And remember, this is a 5-game series recap. The Braves blew out the Twins 16-9 in Game 1, and then obviously on there you only saw Game 2 and 3, and that's the only game that, well, in best of 5 that will actually be played, guaranteed to be played. You never know. There will definitely be a Game 4 if the Twins can win this game. Game 2, or play-by-play, coming up next. I almost said a line of the first pitch coming up next because I'm used to Game 2 being the other part, or change. Homer Bailey, 1 starter in the postseason, no record, 6.75 ERA, 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 1.50 whip, no walks, no strikeouts. I believe this is Dame. He started in Dame, I believe, if I'm doing this correctly. Let me think. 1, 2, 3. I believe started in Game 1 of the 1, 2, 3. I believe he started in Game 1 of the World. No, the World Series, obviously, but I think he started in Game 1 of the ALCS because then Barrio started Game 2, and then Odorizzi. Yeah, he had no decision in Game 1 of the ALCS, which the Astros won 5-4 in 10 innings. That was in Houston, obviously. 1-on count. That's a bullet up the middle! Acuna started Game 1 with a triple and scored on Albie's double. And he had 2 triples in Game 1. And to start off Game 2, he hit a single. Here comes Albie's. 344 average, no home runs, 6 RBIs. Sitting on the Braves 6 RBIs. That's a lot. When he came into I believe. That's like round 1 could be 2. Arise! Polanco! Down! Double play! 4-6-3 double play. There's 2 down. And here's the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr., Ozzie Albies, Freddie Freeman, Marcell Ozuna, Tyler Flowers in the start over Travis d'Arnaud. Adam Duvall, DH of the was in Game 1, and then NCR Johan Camargo and Dansby Swanson. There's Freddie Freeman. Has 2 home runs in postseason, 5 RBIs, batting .448, 1 home run within the World Series. And they want that little jab shot, as that was a broken bat. Donaldson is charging, and it's a wild throw. Freeman was already there. I mean, that was a weird hit. I mean, that was the slowest hit of all time. He has a 4-seam fastball, splitter, slider, and a knuckle curve Bailey does. Here's Ozuna. That's a foul ball. If you're the Twins, you gotta win this game. And we are 1-2 down to Ozuna. That's a ground ball to Arise. In and over, so a little better start than last night, or in Game 1 for the Twins, which was last night in this world. We're through a half inning in Game 2. Twins coming to bat. No score in Game 2. Matt Freed, 1 star in the postseason, no record, 4.05 ERA, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 1.05 whip, 0 walks, and 0 strikeouts. I'm not sure. I believe he, I'm not sure. I mean, because he's number 2 starter, I believe he'd have to know a decision in 17 in game, which the Braves won, obviously, by 4 over the Cardinals in game 2 of the NLDS in St. Louis. They had home field advantage for the NLDS. And the Dodgers have home field advantage for the NLCS, and obviously it's the Twins, well then, and obviously the Twins have home field advantage here, is a record. Not the All-Star game, but either way the AL won, so change that in 2017, now it's record, not the All-Star game. 3-2 count. That's a fly ball, going over is Ozuna, 1 down. Here's the starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins. Matt Stepler, Jorge Polanco, Nelson Cruz, the DH, Josh Donaldson, Eddie Rosario, Mitch Garver. So that's Bruin Homer in game 1, Mendelson, Luis Arraez, and Byron Buxton. The only player that, no, Buxton's the only one that doesn't have an RBI so far in the postseason. That's a starter. 4 bench players, Alex Avila, Aaron Andrianza, and Marwin Gonzalez and Jake Cadenava. They all have a hit, but they don't have an RBI. And obviously all the Twin players don't have a home run. Rosario, I believe that's 4, because he had 2 in game 1 of the ALCS. 1-2 count. That's a ground ball to Albies, and he overran it! He let the ball go right past him! He let the ball right go past him, and here comes Cruz. That was odd, he let the ball right go past him. 1-1 count. That's a foul ball. 1-2 to the Twins DH. 1-2 count. I mean, he's not only started in Atlanta, and the only way he's going to start again is if this series is at the Minnesota. 1-2 count. That's a ground ball. 2-2. Swanson sits on the bat line. Throw to first. Low, but picked by Freeman and over. We're through 1 in game 2 of the Fall Classic. The score is 0-0. Starter Flowers, first World Series at bat. He's batted 222 in the postseason, 1 home run, 1 RBI. And that was the go-ahead home run into the Cardinals bullpen in right center field in top of the 17th inning in game 2. And that won them the game, and then they won game, came back, they were down 5-2, but ended up winning 6-5, 12 innings in game 3 until fly ball, foul ball. So, I mean, he has more than one this 1 hit, but that's still a home run RBI. 1-2 down to Flowers. Swing and a miss! He got him on strikes, 1 down. First strikeout for Bailey. Here comes Duvall. Here comes Duvall with a DH for game 1, and he's on here for game 2, and probably game 5 as well if it gets that far. That's a little looper, and that ball is shot 1 down, or 2 down. Well, I mean, for the first time I saw the players' energies aren't full, because usually it's 1-1-1, and before I said almost the line from first pitch coming out at net speed, is I'm used to like best of 3, now it's like game 1 here, game 2 at the other team's ballpark, and game 3 back to obviously the team that home field advantage. That's a foul ball. So a little less scoring. Obviously the Braves scored 4 or 3 in the first inning, and it went 16-9. That's a ground ball to Polanco. Throw to first, 2 down, in and over. Middle of 2. The score is the Braves 0 and the Twins 0. At one point in game 1, the Twins actually had the lead. They were on 7-1, then came to the lead 8-7, then it was 8-8, then 9-8, and then they blew. Braves scored 3 in the 8th and 5 in the 9th. That went 16-9. 25-run score late in the game. That's a little fly ball. Well, stay in play. Freeman bat. Ball getting out of the way. By his stool. Freeman catches it. Here's the defense match. I'm not going to do it because I didn't do it for the Twins. Here's Eddie Rosario. 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, batting .531 in the postseason. Here we go. 1-1 count. That's a ground ball. That is past the diamond Camargo. And that's a signal for Rosario. Runner at first, 1 out. Here's Mitch Garver. 1-1 count, and that is in there on the bottom line. 1-2. And that is fairly low. Here the umpire assigned for Game 2 of the 2020 World Series. Beyond the play is Clyde Washington.
You know, D-Row, he is the pitcher's best friend, Clyde Washington. Down in the strike zone, he'll definitely call that ball right at the knees. If he's consistent with it, Dan, which Clyde always is, I'm okay with it.
He's consistent. He's always throws the ball, which he did 2 pitches ago. Here the umpire. It's 48 degrees and clear. It was 44 degrees in Game 1. Yeah, and this is the crew at the Game 1. Just they went the wrong way. Because it was Clyde Washington was at third. It was supposed to be at first. It should have been probably Woody Taylor for this game, but I know probably why they don't keep they didn't say this is like the first time 2 straight games for a series it was actually the same crew. Probably because there's not a day off in between Game 1 and 2. There is for Game 2 and 3, and then Game 4 and 5, but it's that far. On the plate, Clyde Washington at first base, Earl Hendricks at center base, Woody Taylor at third base, Ed Jones. So if it does go this way, it should be Earl Hendricks, if it does hit the game value, should be behind the plate, and then everyone else will be behind the plate once. If it hits that far. And possibly if there's a sweep, one umpire is not going on the plate, they don't stay in crew. 2-2 count. That's a ground ball! That is past Albies! And he's gonna slam on the brace. 2 runners on, 1 out. Here's the Sano. You went a 1-2 count. That's a foul ball, as he just got under that. Sano, well, obviously banned 300 in the postseason. No one runs 1 RBI, 1-2 count. That's a ground ball, could be 2. Albies throws it to Swanson. He really took the brace and got him. In and over. We're through 2 in Game 2 of the World Series. The score is 0-0. Here comes Camardo. 8-9-1 due up for the Braves in the top of the 3rd. No score here in Game 2 of the World Series. That's a pop-up. That's foul by on that circle by the railing. Garver was over too far and it bounced into his glove. I misjudged that. Sorry about that. 2-2 count. That's a ground ball, and then it's off of Donaldson, and then he throws it about him, and then it's thrown wildly, but it hit the railing as Donaldson completely screwed that up. I mean, if that went in doubt, the runner would have got to center base. My goodness, that was horrendous. Here's Swanson, top of the order to follow. And that is low. 2-1. 2-1 count. My mom predicted for this game. She predicted 4-2 Twins for Game 1. Obviously, clearly off my mom for this game. 7-2 Twins. So, possibly 2-2 count. Swing and a miss! Blew the fastball right by him! Setting straight down for Homer Bailey. Here comes Acuna, who singled the star of the ball game. 1-1 count. That's a ground ball. Could be 2. Rise! Polanco! Sano! Acuna beats it out. It's on. Continue the inning. And the inning continues. Here comes Albies. 2% with a double and 5 RBIs in the series. I mean, he had 5 RBIs. And then coming in the NLCS, he had none. And he got 1 in the NLCS and then 5 in Game 1 of the World Series. 2-1 count. That's a ground ball. That is a base hit. Acuna will stay at center base. Always at first. Acuna at second. Here comes Freeman. 2 runners on, 2 outs for Freeman. 5% with a home run, 3 RBIs. He's 1 for 1, a single in the first. 1-1 count. That's a fly ball. Did he do it again? Back is Rosario. That ball is gone. Freeman does it again. A home run. Another 3-run home run like he had in Game 1. This one, Game 1 was a little farther. This one was a chance to rob it. 2nd home run of the World Series for the Braves. Or Freeman with the 2nd home run of the World Series, 2nd of the postseason. 353 feet, and I'm not sure what the exit below was. I mean, that and the over on the ground, now 3-2 down to Ozuna. That's a line drive deep, but that will tail foul. So 3-0 Braves. They're really trying to take that stranglehold. If they can win this game, have a chance to win the World Series. They can win Game 3 in Atlanta, and that's a 2-out single by Ozuna. And that was a slugfest in Game 1. I mean, 25 runs, and now Freeman, he has 2 home runs in the postseason. But he has 2 home runs in the World Series and 2 home runs in the postseason. So both of his home runs in the postseason have come in the World Series. So yeah, 2nd home run of the World Series, 2nd home run of the postseason, 353 feet. I don't know what the exit velocity. That was a line drive. That's a base hit. The bleeding continues. And then on San Ozuna, and they're done a whole Ozuna. Going to second is Flower safe. So a 3-run homer, and then and now I mean he's in some trouble. 1-2 down to the ball at DH. That's a ground ball. That is gonna be knocked down by Polanco. It's gonna save probably 2 runs, or it's 1 run, but at least it's not 2, but it's 4-0. Is it Inciarte? Twins are really. That's a little tapper bat to Bailey. Throw to first, in and over. 3-run homer by Freddie Freeman. It's a 3-run homer by Freddie Freeman. It's second 3-run homer of the World Series and 2nd home run in postseason. We played 2.5. The score is 4-0 Braves. I'm on drawing it then because clearly here's a rise. It's a rise, Buxton, and then Kepler at the top of the order. Now 4-0. That's a ground ball. And remember they were down at 1.6 in Game 1. And remember at one point they were down 4-0. Then it was 4-1 and 7-1. And then it was what? At one point they took the lead. They scored 7 on 2 runs, 1 on town. That's a fly ball, and that is on a tail foul. Top of the order to follow. It's either 14 fastball, curveball, slider, and a 2-seam fastball. That's a ground ball. That is gonna get past Green in the center. 2-run and Tyler coming on dead. 2 runners on, nobody out. Here comes Kepler. Over on a fly out. That's a fly ball. Going back to Ozuna, and he makes the catch. Now it's on up to Polanco, which you gotta at least get 1 here because I mean you still have plenty of time left. I mean, you went 4 for 6 in that game. 1 on. Actually, it was a 1-1 count, and he's 1 for 1 in the game. And now he's 1 for 1 in the game. 1-2 count to Polanco. 1-2 count. That's it. Round 1 could be 2. MLB's Swanson, Freeman double play in and over. We're through 3 in Game 2. The score is the Braves 4 and the Twins 0. We're back. The target field. It's on the field. Check in with Tiny Watney. Brian Snicker. Yeah.
And he was very pleased with how little they're swinging and missing right now. He said sometimes it's less about launch angle and exit velocity and more about finding the holes in the defense. And that's been the case for them today.
In this shot, you see the person standing up with a jacket. It's always the pitcher that's pitching for that team. Like when they did it for the Twins, it was that Littell. Here's Camargo. That's a line drive caught by Donaldson at third base, 1 down. Here's Swanson, who struck out in the 3rd. Top of the order follow. 1-2 down. That's a ground ball to a rise. Throw to first. 2 down. Here comes Acuna, top of the order. Twins down 4-0 in this game. Had to come back. I mean, Acuna, he led off the game with a single and also led off Game 1 with a triple. Had 2 triples in Game 1. That's a ground ball, and he is on fire in the World Series. No chance for a 9-3. And here comes Albies, who, had 5 RBIs in Game 1. Obviously the Braves scored 16 runs, 1 on count. That's a ground ball. Throw to first, in and over. We're through 3.5. The score is the Braves 4 and the Twins 0. Here we go. 3, 4, 5 do up for the Twins in the bottom of the 4th. Middle of their lineup, 1 on count. That's a ground ball. Diamond saw Freeman. Throw to the Freed in time. And Cruz only had 15 speed, 1 down. Here comes Donaldson. 1 on down. Kind of did a run here. That's a ground ball to Albies, and the offense for the Twins isn't really there. 2 down in the 4th. Down by 4. Still plenty of time though. At one point they down 7-1. Actually took the lead and they had to lead 8-7 and 9-8. That's a ground ball. He punches it into shift on a 3-2 pitch. Someone did all the way to the almost a warning track, but either way, it's a 2-out double for Rosario. And here comes Garver as a hit to make it 4-1. 1-2 count. That's a ground ball bat to Freed. Throw to Freeman in and over, and no harm done after a 2-out double by Rosario. And the forward score is the Braves 4 and the Twins 0. Here we go, as on the top of the 5th, and they're starting to warm up. Man, all these energies go really. I mean, I'm not used to this because. And they're starting to Tyler Clippard in the bullpen, just beyond the Braves bullpen, and left center field. Here's Freeman with homers, 2 for 2, and that's a line drive. Rosario back like a gazelle catch, and left field, 1 down. Oh, I mean, the Twins only have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. They have 15 more outs to work with, down by 4. 3-2 count to Ozuna. That's a fly ball. That ball is hit well. Buxton back. Perfect. 96 miles per hour at the bat. 2 down. Here comes Flowers, a double in the 3rd. He replaced Travis Darnell. 1 on town. That's a ground ball, and that is going to be in the center field. 2 outs into by Flowers. And that could be the end of the day for Bailey because giving up 9 hits. I don't know if that's included. It should be 10 now. 10. And here comes Tyler Clippard. So he's giving up 4 runs on 10 hits, all 4 runs earned, and it should be going to be 5 runs, all earned if the runner at first scores, which if you're the Twins, you can't let that happen. That's all Tower. Bat to Clippard. Throw to first, in and over. Halfway home here in Game 2, the scores the Braves 4 and the Twins 0. The Braves are about to target field. Let's go on the field and check in with Tiny Watney again. Roger Baldelli. Cruz in the background of Rizzi on the dugout rail. Thank you, Heidi. Here's Sano. Sano, a rise. So 7, 8, 9 do up for the Twins in the bottom of the 5th, down by 4. That's a ground ball right to Freeman, and he don't set on the bat. Set on the bat. So score at 3 unassisted, 1 down. Here comes the rise. Sitting on the 3rd. As they're kind of running out of time. It's not their season, but that's a ground ball. The Twins, not that much offense in this game. Got him. 2 down. Down our final 13 outs. Down. Still have, I mean, there's Buxton. If you can get on, maybe you can steal some bases. 2 down. That's a fly ball, and that's to be down in the corner, and it's dropped. No, he didn't catch it. I don't know what happened, but Acuna let it drop. 2-2 count. That's a ground ball, but that will not matter. Throw to first is in time. We're through 5 in Game 2. The score remains 4-0 Braves. We're in the 6th inning. Only 4 runs scored, and I mean there was 25 runs scored in Game 1. 45 hits and no errors here. 4 runs, 16 hits, no errors. So only 16 hits and only 4 runs through 5 innings. That's a foul ball. 7, 8, 9 do up for the Braves in the top of the 6th. Twins trying to keep it at a grand slam. 2-2 count. That's a ground ball to Polanco. Throw to first. And then over. Or 1 down. For the Twins, I mean, you still can get down 2. But you need to win Game 3 and 4 in Atlanta. And then Game 5 back here at home. 2-2 count to Tomardo. That's all Tapper. It's a tough play for Tyler Clippard. And he let it bounce. And beats it out. Base hit, and here comes Swanson. That's a ground ball, could be 2. A rise, and now it's thrown in the left field. Both runners will advance. Thrown to 3rd, not in time. A thrown error by Luis Rise. E4 and then both runners advance 90 feet. Here comes Acuna. And then walk Acuna, bring up Always, base loaded, 1 out. forcing any bases in order, and a double play is in order. The force play, obviously, you saw it. You just saw. Bases loaded. If you're the Twins, you gotta keep it at 4 because that's within a grand slam. Here comes Albies. And he's been a really threat, too. That's a ground ball, should be 2. Second one, Polanco will rise. Set out, double play! And it stays and remains 4-0 Braves. Middle of 6th, the score remains 4-0 Braves. Here we go. They're not on the final 12 out. Chip is on. 0 for 2 in the game. 60th pitch down free. That's a ground ball. That is past the diamond Camargo. In the left center field, base hit. There's one. You got 2 more base runners within the time running the plate. Here comes Polanco. Got another base runner. That's a foul ball. Anyway, and now that's the first error for either team in the series. Actually, why is there 2? What was the second one? I wanted the box score. Twins. They're saying they gave Arise 2 errors. That's okay. Apparently they gave Arise 2 errors. And by the way, the wind I guess is 9 miles per hour blowing in from center field. 2-2 count. That's a fly ball. It's not a double play, but it's gonna be an out as it's caught by Inciarte in right center field, and there's 1 down. And really, there's not that much offense. There's only been 18 hits, 4 runs, and now it's 2 errors, which that's defensively the errors. Here we go, 2-2 count. That's a fly ball. That ball is hit well. It's only a long run for Inciarte, but he catches it in right center field, about 20 feet over to the right. Well, his left, but if you're looking at the right, Twins. Here's Donaldson, 0 for 2 with a pop out and a ground out. 3-1 count. That's a ground ball. It's a tough play. Albies throw to first. Low, but pitched by Freeman. With their 6th, the score remains 4-0 Braves. Right, we're on the officially bat 3rd of the game, and here comes the guy who gave them driven in 3 of their 4 runs on a home run. That's a foul ball. Yeah. Twins, they have 9 more outs to work with, down by 4, and they only have, they have like what? That's a pop-up. They have 7 hits. And here comes over to Donaldson, and he makes the catch. He had to shift down to the right infield and outfield, 1 down. The pitching for both teams have been good. Obviously only 4 runs given up by the Twins. Last night 16. But the Braves gave up 9 last night in game 1 here, none so far. And energy of Clippers in the yellow. 1-2 down to Ozuna. That's a fly ball. Going over is Buxton, and he makes the catch in right center field. 1 down or 2 down. Clippers at least trying to get through the 7th inning. Here comes Flowers. 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Trying to warm up. And the only guy that full energy is Sergio Roman. Trying to warm up Tyler Duffy in the Twins bullpen, just beyond the Braves bullpen in left center field. 1-1 count. That's a line drive, but can't find a rise. In and over. 7-inning shutdown here at Target Field in downtown Minneapolis. The score is the Braves 4 and the Twins 0. Braves have 4 runs in 11 minutes, no errors, and the Twins have no runs in 7 minutes, 2 errors. And Shane Green's starting to warm up in the Braves bullpen, just in front of the Twins bullpen in left center field. He doubled. He's 2 for 2 in the game. He's been doing really well. 1-2 count. That's a line drive. Passed. And he's gonna hold at first, play it safe, because that run does not matter. Well, it does matter in the grand scheme of things. The Twins gotta. Here we go. They're leaving Fried out there. That's a fly ball. That ball is hit well. Inciarte back, and that ball is caught against the fence. A long run for Inciarte. 1 down. Here comes an 0 for 2 ground outs, and here comes Shane Green, giving up no runs. Could be 1. It will be 1 if the runner at first scores. And really, for this 2-seam fastball, it's cutter and a slider for Shane Green. That's a ground ball right to it, Albies, and that is a double play. In the 7th, the Storm remains 4-0 Braves. I mean, here comes Tyler Duffy. The top is a 4-seam fastball slider and a neutral curve. Twins offense has been dormant, although they have that's a fly ball. Although I mean, there's only been 19 hits in the day. They have 8 hits, which is pretty good, but they have no runs, and really they haven't done a dive. Well, they have guys in scoring position, obviously, but they haven't done. It's in Ciarte. Really haven't done any. Coming up 2-2 count. That's a line drive. Dominez Rosario liked it, the zone catch. 1 down. Not the end of the world, but the thing is you're. I mean, losing the first 2 innings at home. Duffy's energies are in the yellow because it's so low. 1 count. That's a foul ball. And these probably don't have to bat the full energy once obviously they did the day off. But I'll tell he's probably gonna do the 9. They gotta keep it at 4 because if they hit 2 in the 8th and 2 in the 9th, it's tied. 1-2 count. That's another foul ball. And tomorrow, number 8 batter. 1-2 count. That's all Tanner. Bat to Duffy. Throw to first is in time. Middle of 8, the Storm remains 4-0 Braves. Here we go. Twins trying to avoid going out and down 0-2. No action in the Braves bullpen. It's not a safe situation. They're on final 6 outs. Make that on their final 5 outs, down by 4, and they just barely got a rise. But Twins have not done anything here tonight. I mean, here comes Butts now. Maybe they were up one more time. That's a ground ball back to Green. 2 down. They're 4 outs away from taking a 2-0 lead in the series and 1 away from winning the World Series. For the first time since 1995. That's a ground ball. It's on a tough play, and it is past the third baseman Camardo, and Kepler's on 2-out single. There we go. Here's Polanco. That's a ground ball. Swanson throws it to. Oh, he's in the right field. There's that other wild throw. I meant to throw it. And that was a horrendous throw. And it was like single on E6. And here comes Cruz. 2 runs, scoring position, 2 outs. Now this is a huge position where you gotta get some runs here. 1 on count. That's a fly ball. It looks like it's going to get out of it. And it is caught by Ozuna, and the Twins strand 2 runs in scoring position. We're 3. The score remains 4-0 Braves. I mean, now is an opportunity. And here comes Littell trying to keep it at 4. And then it's opportunity 0 for 3 in the game. That's a line drive, and now he's 1 for 4 with a single. I mean, the Twins have been non-existent today. I mean, Braves, I mean, really, here's Acuna. And I'm trying to remember the Braves closer, Mike Melanson, who has 2 saves here in the postseason, just in case they need it. 2 runners on nobody out, trying to get them up by more than a grand slam. Here's Alves, who grounded a 6-4 3-0 play with the bases loaded earlier in the game. That's all Tapper. Back. Safe. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here's Freeman, who had a home run, responsible for 3 of their 4 runs. That's a ground ball, and step on the bat for 1. It's a double play. No run behind for Freeman, but it's 5-0. The Twins, well, they're getting completely dominated. Here's Ozuna. That's a ground ball to a rise. The Twins need 5 to tie, and 5 runs to tie. 6 runs to win in the bottom of 9. Middle of 8, middle of 9, the score is 5-0 Braves. Twins, well, they're doomed. 1-2 count. That's a fly ball. That ball is hit well. Acuna back. Like the gazelle catch. 1 down. Twins, I mean, they're 2 outs away from losing both games at home. I mean, after 9 runs last night, 0 tonight. That's a ground ball, and that is going to be a star. It's a base hit. I mean, they're still down by more than a grand slam, so Yeah, I mean, they haven't got that one hit to break it. They did a run. That's a ground ball. This should do it. Oh, he says something, man. Throw to first. Double play, and the Braves are one win away from winning the World Series. They're a one win. They shut out the Twins. I mean, they're outscoring them 21-9 in the series, 16-9 in Game 1, 5-0 in Game 2. A lot less scoring. The Twins get shut out, and the Braves are one win away from winning the whole thing. The Braves are one win away from winning the World Series, and they can do that. That will be their first World Series championship since 1995. And they have 2 chances to win at home, but if they can't do it then, they have a chance back in Minnesota. I mean, they scored 9 runs in Game 1, but the Braves scored 16 at one. But here, I mean, no answer. By the way, that's only posted sometime that's sweet. This is just obsceneness. As here's 11 hits for the Twins. Top hitter for the Braves, Freddie Freeman and Ronald Acuna. Top hitters for the Twins, Rosario went 4 for 4 and Kepler went 2 for 4. But no, I mean, no RBI. 11 hits for the Twins. I mean, there were still 24 hits in the ball game. There's still 24 hits in the ball game. And Acuna did that one big hit to bring in a run. And Freddie Freeman, who was a player of the game in Game 1, is a player of the game in Game 2. Number 5, the first baseman, is the top player of the game. He's the top player of the game for Game 1 and now for Game 2. I mean, he had a 3-homer in Game 1 and 2, and I mean, he drove in 3 out of 4 runs, or 3 out of 5 runs. And Matt Fried gets the win, one on the postseason. Homer Bailey gets the last only one on the postseason, and no save. And the Braves are 1 win away from winning the World Series.
You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter @MLB The Show.
As mine done this 2 for 5 with a homer, single, 3 RBIs and run scored, and then I mean, look at Rosario, 4 for 4 with a double and 3 singles. I mean, the Twins had 11 hits, 2 errors, both on a rise. I mean, I had a chance of 2 runs in scoring position, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. They just didn't get that run across. Braves got 4 in the 3rd and then 1 in the 9th, and that's all I needed. Game 3, Wednesday or Thursday, and then obviously, and then Game 4 if there is one, and then, but most likely Saturday. Obviously, not this Saturday, next Saturday will be Game 5. If it does that far, the only way the Twins need to win Game 3 and 4, both in Atlanta. Remember, the pitchers do bat since Cruz won't be in there. But I mean, he can come out the bench as a pinch hitter for the pitcher. He probably will at some point between those, at least in Game 3. And if they get to a Game 4, but the Twins need to pull out a miracle. I mean, come back down 0-2. It has happened. Obviously, in the World Series, it hasn't happened. 3-1 has happened. Most recently in, I mean, 0-2, I think the last time that happened was obviously I said earlier in the day, or not earlier, but I guess yesterday. Tomorrow, next episode of my MLB Show 20 Mark Chateau series. As obviously in real life, I think this is Friday, so really Sunday would have been Game 3, but yeah, I'm actually thinking right now, I actually kind of want to do Game 3, because really it's going to be the Braves winning the World Series, or the Twins winning, and they're only down 2-1. I want to do it right now, but really I don't know if I have enough memory on this card. I don't have to schedule it, and then I'm not doing that today, but tomorrow, Saturday, next episode of my MLB Show 20 Mark Chateau. My Minnesota Twins Mark Chateau continuing franchise. Then it's Sunday. I mean, Sunday was really supposed to be Game 3, right? Yeah. So yeah, but Wednesday will be Game 3, hopefully, or Thursday, and then obviously Game 4. Well, that's just disappointing. And if there's a video on Sunday, obviously I had to pre-record it. I mean, originally I was supposed. I'm thinking Vinny wrote the show, so yeah. I mean, if the Twins are up 2, I didn't want them to be up 2-0, but I didn't want them to be down 0-2. And yeah. And I'm not filming Game 3 right now, because first of all, I don't know if I have enough memory on this card. as there's disappointment here. I mean, disappointment. So game 3 Wednesday, no exceptions. So I guess, well, for me, it's less than a week. For you guys, if you're watching on Friday, it's only Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days. For me, it's 6 because I'm filming this like Thursday night. But really, this is almost over. So, Dad, time to listen to the board tips episode, the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know, I'm going to see you in episode number 19 of the Television Show 20 Postseason series. See you in episode number 19. And eat a lot of bacon and go 20.